How you doing out there? Big Blue in the house. Uh, Today is a wonderful day. Say Friday, December 14th, 2012. Another day, another dollar, another glorious day. We're getting close to that Christmas time, and basically, like I said, I've pretty much I got a couple more gifts to wrap, but I just wanted to kind of show you. Um, I pretty much got everything wrapped. Got a couple more. Um, I'm making this the best Christmas since 1999 around here. Really going all out. Even though since that time, I mean, we're here. We're members of the Seventh Day Adventist Church, and traditionally, this church does not believe in excessive observance of Christmas. So so it kind of causes some issues. They don't want to put up a Christmas tree and don't want to really exchange gifts, not too many decorations and stuff like that. And I respect that. Everything should be in moderation, but I just feel like there's nothing wrong with trying to help, the at-risk youth. Nothing wrong with giving gifts to people who may not get anything from too many people, and I'm not going overboard, because I've been over the last 10 years, I've kind of more than that, we're going back the last 13 years basically. I haven't really been doing too much on the Christmas tip. I put up the same decoration for the last 6 or 7 years or what have you. So last year, I did a little bit more. I helped a good friend of mine to put up his decoration. Kind of spent Christmas with them. And this year, as you can see, I got my nativity scene back there, and we got a lot of some of the gifts. I got them throughout the house. So it's just a real blessing to be able to do that. And about 3/4 of the gifts were donated by people who wanted to support military. We call it the Toys for Tot military. So 3/4 of these gifts were donated. So I have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that these gifts get to youth that are at risk. Some of them are through the church, identify them through the church, through family members. We have some at-risk youth. What's an at-risk youth? If you're in a household with a low income and you're in a neighborhood that is full of blight, you're at risk. So that's what we're looking at. People from single parent homes, low income, and so I'm gonna be recording their names. I'm gonna try to videotape some of them, or just take a picture, and we're gonna make sure that these gifts get to them. Anything that is not distributed will just be held back, during the year, for their birthday gifts or for next year. But we're gonna make sure that responsibility is upheld and maintained. Yeah, I spent my own money, in terms of buying the wrapping paper, and invested the time. Got some boxes from the post office. Some boxes that I had here. Old shoe boxes, boxes from old internet orders. When you get an order over the internet from wherever, from Walmart, from Walgreens, wherever I order, shoes. I saved the box, so I was able to, wrap them up, put them in, and it looks real good. And who, these young people, as they get these, they're really gonna appreciate them. And then some of the stuff, like I said, were things that I had here, like I'm just kind of show you, here's another, kind of go that route so you can see, you know, this is something that I had here, and this is going to be for a member of the house, so I can't tell you who, but, and this individual is already asking, but I told him, hey, nobody getting any gifts before December 24th, you know. So you get it on the 24th, really right after Christmas, you know, at midnight, 11:59 on the, you know, so midnight Christmas Day, you get your gifts, you know. So, you know, I got them, like I said, I have them all around the house. Here's another one. Now, what's a real shame is that I went through all this, and well, you know, I've gotten some cards, a couple cards for Christmas. One from Lewis and his family with send out cards, and I really appreciate that. I'm gonna really try to budget to get involved in his multi-level marketing operation there. You know, they do cards for, you know, for any occasion. You know, they'll do a custom card and send it out. It's called send out cards. So Lewis has sent me a card. He sent me one for my birthday, one for Christmas, and he sent me one in the past when I went out on a date with Carmen. We went to Joe's Stone Crabs, which is a place that she's always wanted to go to. I've always wanted to go to, so that was like a great date. And that's the secret, guys. If you're single out there, you know, build that relationship, build that friendship, and try to go out to, you know, on memorable dates, you know. So that was like really memorable. We went to the Heat game during the course of the year. We went to Houston's, and we went to a wedding. So we went out like 4 times, but it was 4 times that were very memorable, and I was able to take pictures on each of those occasions, and you know, I passed them on to her, you know, send her cards, thank you notes, whatever. So it's, you know, you build those memories. Um, Today was just, you know, started out real quiet. Um, you know, when I went to sleep last night, I discovered a program that I'm really fascinated with. It's at North Dakota State University. It's a PhD program for transportation and logistics. So I'm really fascinated with that, and I'm gonna try to apply for it and get into it, because I was considering a PhD program here at Barry University in business administration, but you know, that's very general. You know, you want to specialize as much as you can. So even though it's you know, it's much further away and everything else, I think that might bring more value. I mean, the only other school that I really was thinking about was I was thinking about Phoenix University, and doing a PhD program with them, and they have a bunch of different areas that you know, I've kind of looked at, but you know, I want to go with a traditional school. You know, I don't just want to go to online school as I do a PhD, because you know, education is a big part of what you know, what I am, what I do, what I espouse, and I'm looking to do that PhD in the business area. Um, Previously, I was just thinking about doing it in accounting, but you know, as long as it's in the business realm, you know, I'm fine with it. Well, the issue with accounting is just that, you know, I've first of all, I had to find a thesis, you know, something that I could write a dissertation on, and it took a long time to come up with some things, you know, Enron, you know, you know, the way accounting statements are used to boost accounting financial statements are used to boost stock prices and stuff. So you really got to find something you could put your hand around, and I found some things, but you know, I kind of feel like these things have been written about, you know, by a lot of other people, and there's not much new that I could bring to the table. Now, the thing that I like about logistics is that we all need it. It's everywhere. You know, you need logistics. You know, you need it in the army, you need it in society, and it's always changing, always evolving. There's new technology coming to the forefront. Some new infrastructure, you know, that's being considered, that's being put into motion, the security of it. So there's a lot, and there's not a lot that's out there. So by going into the logistics realm, I could bring something new to the table, and and it's also a field that needs people, that needs to grow. And I have my CDL Class A. I'm going for my freight brokers, so that will just kind of flow into what I'm doing. It setting myself up anyway. It all flows together. But today, I wanted, I got my American Express. This is the big blue card. We call it the big blue card. American Express. Now this card is a revolution. I call it the big blue card because it's blue and it's big. It's a revolution. Kind of show you the inside of the statement. Now, this is my new card, prepaid. Cover the numbers so you can't get it. All you out there thinking about doing some fraud or something. Covered that up, but that's the card, and yeah, I covered it up so you can't get my number. I'm not that stupid, because I know some of y'all out there got nothing but evil in your heart. You want to go commit fraud with my card, but I do want you to see it. Now, the thing about this card is that it's a prepaid card. It's not a debit card. It's not a credit card. It's a prepaid card, and you don't go into debt when you use it. It's like cash. The money that you load on this is just like cash. And American Express is putting it out there with no fees, 100% free. When you go online, you go to AmericanExpress.com prepaid and request your card. You put just very small amount of information, and they will mail this to you. And they'll also send you separately your PIN number so that you could have ATM access. Now, if you use this at the ATM, you only get one free use per month. After that, you have to pay $2 fee, and if the ATM has a fee, that's on top of that $2, so it gets real expensive. So you only want to use it once a month for ATM. Now you say, man, why do you need such a card? Well, the thing about this, you get all the membership benefits that somebody that has like a gold card or a platinum card or a black card, whatever they want to get from American Express, you get the same benefits, but it's free. So you get to tap into the award-winning 24-hour service, the concierge service, all these different services that American Express offers. Their entertainment division. If you want a card to tickets to an event, you could just call them up. You get to tap into all that, and it's free. So, and then when you do use it, you're not going into debt. So it's a wonderful way of tapping into all the things that the American Express system has to offer without incurring fees. So this is the big blue one. They also have the Bluebird with Walmart. I'm getting that also. I'm getting it also. Now with this one, basically what I'm doing, I'm every month I'm loading a certain amount every month, and when I don't use it, it accrues. I might only use it occasionally, but I know when I do use it, this is like my prepaid petty cash, that I just have sitting out there, and I have a statement, I have accountability to it. So it's a really, really wonderful. They have the customer service. You get you get your pen, and you use it everywhere that American Express is accepted. Online, to dine out, to pick up groceries, all your everyday things, purchases that you would do, you use it. Instead of walking around with cash, you just load it onto this card. If you lose the card, as long as you call in, you get all your money back. So it's zero fraud liability. So it's a wonderful, wonderful way of tapping into this, and then you can, get. Sometimes you spend cash and you don't get a receipt, or you forget to get a receipt. You get a nice statement itemizing your purchases, and you could take this to your accountant. You could use it to do your budgeting. So it's just it's wonderful. And one of the things that's cool about this, you could give this to each member of your household. Give one to your wife, give one to your kids. Everyone that's in your house, you could give them a card, and you could set limits. You limit to what they can spend. So like I said, this is a revolution, because it's going to allow people who want to spend in cash. We call them the unbanked. If you don't have a bank account, you are unbanked. You don't have a banking relationship. And right now we estimate that about 60% of the population is unbanked. And this is the first time since '09. I mean, previous to this, it was about 2009, it was about 24% of the population was unbanked. Now it's 60%. Why? Because to open a bank account, you need decent credit. They do a credit check. You got to put in a certain amount of money. If you go to a credit union, it's $50, but most banks want you to put like $200, $300. They have a certain minimum amount. So a lot of people can't meet those standards, and they are unbanked. And it's right now we estimate it's about $39 billion. So it's a big market. So this is a revolution in that American Express is going after this market. They're going after it hard with Walmart, the Bluebird, and then the Big Blue card. So either way you go, you can't go wrong. I mean, Visa's doing it, MasterCard's doing it. There's all the gift cards out there, prepaid cards. You get your prepaid phones and stuff like that. So it's a lot of ways, a lot of entities going after this market, and you have to decide which way you want to go. I have my prepaid phone. I go from prepaid to postpaid. When I went to postpaid, it was costing me way too much. Costing me about $200 plus a month to keep a cell phone with AT&T. So I went to the track phone, because I like carrying over my minutes. I don't, it's my cell phone right here. Got this one from the Home Shopping Network. It's just the basic. That's all I need, because I'm not one to be on the phone a whole lot. I only use it for emergencies, and I can carry my minutes over. The one that I had prior to this that was prepaid, I had an AT&T prepaid from Walmart, and I kept that bad boy for 3 years. The only reason I dropped it is because the batteries stopped accepting the charge. It stopped working, and then I went to postpaid with AT&T. They gave me a free phone. I went with that, and they were hitting me up for $159 a month, and I hardly talk. $150 on a refurbished phone. It started like $129, then it went up to $159, and eventually I was like, hey, if I'm gonna pay this much, let me try to go get more features. So I went with with a prepaid from Walmart. They have their Talk America, which was great. I went with that for a couple months, and AT&T sent me another offer, and I went with their postpaid. They gave me a couple phones for free. I went with that. But my first bill was like, I don't know, like $500. I'm like, man, how you gonna send me a bill for $500 when I don't even speak that much? They're like, oh, you're getting this, you're getting all these text messages, bro. You're getting all these apps, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay it. Paid it, and then they sent me another one for, I don't know, for like 400 or something. I said, okay, I pay it, and I dropped one phone, and they sent me a bill for two something, 222 or something. And I'm like, hey, I dropped the second one. I'm out, man. You just overcharging me. You're overcharging me. But I didn't mind because they sent me the two phones for free. I didn't have to pay for the phones, and they were very valuable phones that I'm gonna end up giving away for Christmas. So I didn't mind. I was just trying it out anyway. So then I went back. I went to the Home Shopping Network. This from the Home Shopping Network. I did a uh, a four pay. So I paid like, the first one was $31, and then it was $25 every 30 days. My first payment was 31, and I had 1,500 minutes. 1,500 minutes. So I used this, and then they did another payment, $25. It was over 4 months. The first payment was 31. The second payment was 25. The third one was 25, and the fourth one was 25. So it was $108, altogether. 108, or you could say 107.65, what have you. I'm just gonna round it off. $108, right? And when my minutes finally finished off, I went to the dollar store or to Walmart, and I get me a card. I put some minutes on it. Track phone. Get a $20 card, $29 card, put some minutes on it. And that works very fine for my budget, because I'm not a heavy phone guy. I just use the phone just to, for emergencies. Just for emergencies, or, to do a quick check on, my balances or something, make a very brief phone call. Now, I also have a Google Voice number. The Google Voice number is 100% free. I don't pay for that. And when you call me, you call in my Google Voice number. That's 786-268-9653. I've had it for years and years. 100% free. Google Voice. It follows you everywhere. When you call that number, it bounces from there to my phone right here, to my prepaid phone. But the messages are kept in my Google account, and I can check them out anytime I want. If you leave a message, you call me, leave a message. And that's how I roll. It's very cost effective. I'm able to keep the same number for years and years. And you know, I avoid all that high cost. But like I said, this card is a revolution. I want all of you out there to get one. Get one. You know, that's the big blue card from American Express. Big blue card from American Express. Get one. Because you're gonna be able to tap into all of the membership. And they have they say, hey, feels like, there it goes, spends like cash, feels like membership. The American Express prepaid card. Get it. Get this one, get the Bluebird. Anything free you want to get, man. You want to grab it, hold on to it, put it to use. Now, like I said, my days get real exciting. Today, found out I'm gonna get about $250, man. You say, what you getting $250 for? Well, basically, and this is why I love America. I love America. I love them lawyers out there. Keep suing them. These big companies, they want to dog out the little guy. Sue their behind. Sue them. Get these class action lawsuits. I used to, I started working back in July um, 06. basically. I started working for CRST as a over-the-road truck driver. I was a teen truck driver. I have my CDL Class A. I did 19 months over the road. I did 1 year of that, 12 months of that with CRST, based in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Um, basically, it's a good company to go and get some experience. They'll pay for your training, and you could drive with them, get some experience. However, you know, apparently, they don't agree with it. CRST does not agree with it, but they were sued, alleging that they violated some federal laws that have to do with the Consumer Credit Act. That was the allegation. The company doesn't agree with it, but they wanted to settle it, and I'm part of that settlement. You know, and since I worked for them for a year, I have to do my military duty, and I had to go to NTC. So when I went to NTC and came back, they kind of dropped my name from the rolls and then had to rehire me. So I ended up, even though I did 12 months with them, I fulfilled my first 6 months at the time contract, and then they put me on another 8-month contract, which was wrong, because I was in continuation. I never left, but for safety reasons, they wanted me to go back through the school to make sure that my skills didn't deteriorate, that I would be safe out there and stuff like that. So you just got to roll with it. But because of that, once they got sued, I had 2 claims in the class action lawsuit, because they ended up rehiring me 2 times. They hired me 2 times, and I went through their truck driving school 2 times. Even though the second time it was a safety issue. They want to make sure that all of your paperwork is up to par, so if something happens while you're on the road, they don't get sued. So I had to do 2 driving tests. I had to go through the school twice, and all of that, all that good stuff. But like I said, I drove. I went all over the country, just riding, delivering. But here it is. This is the class action lawsuit. So you guys can kind of see. That's the class action lawsuit. And I have 2 unique claim numbers. So I have 2 claims, and each of my claims, according to the documentation, is worth $125. So when you add it all up, I got $250 coming. Apparently, like I said, the settlement is going through. It's $4,250,000 that will pay claims to people who applied for a job with CRST, that's Cedar Rapids Steel Transport, and about whom a background check was obtained and or relied upon. So, if you're going to do a background check, you have to get that person's permission. You can't do it without their permission. And then, if you're going to try to charge people back for the training, you have to provide them with disclosure, the interest rate, that you plan to charge them back, the payments. You can't do all these things without people's permission. Slavery ended, back in the 19th century. We had a civil war over all this. So that was the issue. Guys get out there, when it's time to get paid, they tell them, hey man, we had to deduct your training, and they added all these fees, and you're like, hey man, I didn't authorize all that. I'm not aware about all that. And people gonna sue, and that's what happened to them. This settlement resolves a lawsuit about whether CRST violated the Federal Fair Credit Reporting Act in a manner in which it used the background checks, consumer reports of persons who applied for jobs with CRST. It avoids costs and risks to you from continuing a lawsuit, pays money to persons like you, and releases CRST from liability. Okay, you may be entitled to a cash settlement of 1. Up to $200 if you applied for employment with CRST from December 1st, 2009 through July 31st, 2012, or 2. Up to $125 if you applied for employment with CRST from December 1st, 2006 through November 30th, 2009. So, I fall into that $125 claim, and like I said, I have 2 claims. Court-appointed lawyers for class members who ask the court for an amount up to 30% of fund as fees and expenses for investigating the facts, litigating the case, and negotiating a settlement. So those were the court-appointed lawyers. And your legal rights are affected whether you act or don't act. Read this notice carefully. I'm acting. I already went online and put in my claims. So I can just kind of wait for my check in the mail. That's all I have to do. Now, you can spread this out there. The phone number is 1-877-675-1316. That's 1-877-675-1316. That's the phone number for people who have questions about this. Or you could go online. It's www.crstclassaction.com. That's if you just want to go online and get the money, you could get it like that. I'm actually gonna, put this up there as a title. But if you're part of this group, you want to get paid, get your money. If you do nothing, you get nothing. If you don't want to be a part of it, you let them know that you don't want to be a part of it. So that's pretty much that was the one thing right there. And other than that, I got the membership nomination for this supply program for nonprofits, where you get all kind of supplies. If you're a nonprofit organization, you get $100 million worth of brand new supplies. I'm also going to put a link to this, because this is something that a lot of non-for-profit groups out there, schools, charities, churches, or other organizations across the country, are being invited to claim more than $100 million in new supplies and merchandise donated by major corporations. All you pay for is the shipping and handling. The merchandise itself is free. So the value of the products you receive is always several times the small shipping and handling. So you got to jump all over this. How can you benefit? Cut spending on routine items like office supplies and equipment. Give your staff support with supplies that aren't in the budget. Provide housewares, personal care, and clothing to people with limited means. Offer tangible incentives such as stickers, lollipops, novelty pencils, or toy figurines to change behavior and achieve personal goals. Lift people's spirits on birthdays or holidays with gift items, costume jewelry, toys, and collectibles. Boost morale and provide a sense of belonging with parties featuring seasonal or themed plates, cups, napkins, decorations. Prepare for emergencies with a stockpile of hygiene items, flashlights, batteries, first aid kits. Keep up with repairs and routine maintenance by stocking on tools and janitorial supplies. All these free items must be used for the care of the ill, needy, or minors. And membership is limited to schools, churches, charities, and other non-profit organizations once your status is verified. And how you supply your EIN number, So this is one of the things that's really good, and basically, if you have any questions, you could call the number right here. It's 1-800-562-0955, and you ask for option 2. That's 1-800-562-0955. Spread the word, let people know about this. It's a wonderful thing. It's a really great program. Other than that, it's just holiday, music. I got a letter in the mail, holiday music. If you want to order something, see that, the holiday season, holiday music. Yeah, so I just put that up there like that. If you want to get some holiday music, there it is. And that's pretty much it for the day. But I'd be remiss not to if you're hurting out there, you're not alone. You're not alone. My military vets, you can call military one source. 1-800-342-9647. 1-800-342-9647. If you overseas, it's 1-800-3429-6477. That's 1-800-3429-6477 if you're overseas. And that's for counseling, money matters, deployment, relocation, spouse, career, and education, child care, and anything else, basically. Anything that you need, you just call them and let them know. You just call them and they'll hook it up, because it's a 24/7, 365-day world right now. And that's for military people. Civilian side, I always give you the 311. Just call 311, and they'll hook you up with whatever you need. If you're in a jurisdiction, you're in an area where you don't have access to that, get with your local church. It could be Christian, get with your local church leaders. Get with your local officials, your local mayors, city council, ward leaders, precinct captains. Plug into, maybe you have a police station in the area. You plug into your local government and let them know what's going on with you, and they can help you along. One of the things that we do here, I'm partnering with the Miami-Dade Homeless Trust. They have one of the best homeless programs throughout America. So I'm partnering with them, and I'm looking forward to taking my camera out there and just filming some of the things that they have going on, and just publicizing it. It's a really great program. They get federal money. It's it's approximately $5 million in the homeless trust. This is money that's collected from a funding source, local option tax, and they also get the federal matching grants. They get some money from the state too, although that's not kind of steady. So all of the funding partners come together, and money is supplied to the homeless for housing, for food, for clothing, shelter, everything. So it's a really wonderful program, and it started because of the late Victor Posner. He was a financier, and he got in trouble for not paying his taxes. And rather than send him to jail, he negotiated a settlement to where he funded a study. And Barry University was a part of it, FIU was a part of it. And the study was to find out how many homeless people are there in Miami-Dade County. Found out there was like 7,000 homeless people in Dade County. And they made suggestions what to do, how to deal with them. and all his programs kind of fit into that. Now, one of the beneficiaries of this was also Newburgh Baptist Church. The location where they're at was actually owned by Victor Posner, and as part of his settlement, he sold them the land. It was going to put a school on it, sold it to them, and they built their multi-million-dollar campus, and the rest is history. So, so these are some of the things that are out there, and the people that were involved, like Alex Pinellas. He was a county commissioner. He became mayor. Because people kind of appreciated that. He was able to untangle the homeless situation. At the beginning of it, people were wondering, hey man, is this a good career move? Because nobody can figure that mess out. But he figured it out. He helped it out. And today, the most powerful, you know, individual besides the mayor here in Dade County is Ron Brook. And he's the chairman of the Homeless Trust. He kind of keeps that moving along. So it's a very powerful position here in this community. The Homeless Trust, being chairman of it. And if you know anything about Miami-Dade and the history down here, city of Miami, years ago, Yahweh ben Yahweh, he built his whole ministry on the homeless. He had eventually a $300 million empire that he built off of the homeless here in Miami-Dade. So, kind of, that was dismantled by the federal government because he did it here. He went to Cleveland, and it was getting kind of crazy, because they were, it was alleged that they committed murders and did all kinds of things. Um, so, so that's the power of helping the homeless, man. So today I kind of went over what I was planning to do, but there was a lot of things to share, and like I said, you can spread the word, and we'll sign out until later. 24 hours later.